one on my 3-week East Coast road trip is Ithaca, New York. It's about 4 hours from where I live in Pennsylvania, and I've been working from home remotely, so a lot of my time has been working and hanging out with some friends. But finally, I got to get out and go to one of the local waterfalls. So Ithaca is known for its natural beauty and its wonderful waterfalls. And right now, I'm at Buttermilk Falls State Park, only a few minutes from downtown Ithaca. And it's actually my second time being here. I did come a few years ago, so you might see some footage from summertime. Right now it's fall and the leaves are beautiful, but the waterfalls are just so compelling. They're very different than waterfalls I've seen other places. They're just the blue color and like the circular shapes, and it's all natural. So let's go check it out.
So my favorite part about Buttermilk Falls is the beautiful scenery along the trail as you walk up the hill. There's such pretty blue-green water, and there's these iconic circular holes at the bottom of the waterfalls. So you may be wondering how these holes were created. So first, it's thought that most of the waterfalls in Ithaca were created by receding glaciers. This huge waterfall is a great example showing where a glacier would have sat before it receded. So in front of that cliff was all ice. Then, pretty much all waterfalls create a plunge pool at the base due to the force of the water that causes erosion. So there's this pool at the bottom of the waterfall created by erosion. And then, some of these plunge pools come circular due to whirlpools forming and spinning small rocks to create a circle. So, it's thought that that's why these such beautiful circular shapes at the bottom of the waterfalls occurred in Ithaca, at least per theory. And now, because COVID is still an issue, there's several signs requesting that people walk on the trail in one direction. This prevents people from passing each other face to face. The park was generally empty, but I did run into Mike, a local in Ithaca.
Hey, my name is Mike, and I love Ithaca. Ithaca is the environmental beauty of the state, I think. I like it because of its people, too. Its people are very gregarious, very friendly. It's a great place. Come and see us, and have a good day.
So around this whole area, there's lots of hiking trails, pretty steep when you go up the mountain. So honestly, I'm pretty tired. I really didn't go hiking for that long today, but we did get to sit up there and enjoy the sights and just enjoy the fresh air after working from home all day. It's pretty nice to get out. And one of the things I didn't mention earlier is that Buttermilk Falls is also another location that the CCC worked to preserve during the Theodore Roosevelt era. Just like the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, which I featured in earlier videos, the CCC was basically paid to be here to make this a state park.
The great part about Ithaca is that there are literally waterfalls all over the area. So about 5 minutes away from Buttermilk Falls is another waterfall called Ithaca Falls.
Hey everybody, so now I'm at my second stop, second waterfall in Ithaca so far, and this one's actually called Ithaca Falls. It's a little smaller, seeming so, than Buttermilk Falls. Still really pretty. One of the cool things about this area is that when you walk in, you can see this large old tube, kind of like pipe, and this is the location of an industrial sort of manufacturing area, and there's an informational sign that says so much of Ithaca was founded because of the waterfalls and the water power that allowed so many industries to come here and harness that water power in their factories. So there's lots of flour factories. There's even a gun making company Ithaca was really known for, hundreds of years ago. And it reminds me a lot of Buffalo, where I used to live. Buffalo had its boom basically because it was close to water, and that was more for transportation, but it was such a huge port for industry, whereas now when industries have changed, it's an entire different city, an entire different town. I would say now for Ithaca, the biggest thing in Ithaca is Cornell University, which is a completely different atmosphere, than hundreds of years ago when there were tons of flour mills and the gun manufacturing. So these cities have really, really changed over the years, but you can still see the history and you can still see the influence on today.
And so I partly take it back. Although Ithaca Falls looks small when you enter the walking trail, once you walk about 5 minutes back, The huge waterfall really shows itself. I was impressed and surprised. And of course, Ithaca has several other really mesmerizing waterfalls that I didn't get to visit this trip. It's a little hard working remotely during the day and exploring during the evening, especially because the sun sets before 6 p.m. here during the winter time. But thanks for watching, and check back next week for another video.